Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Plymouth Coliseum here in Plymouth for the first leg of the quarter-finals of the Championship Knockout Cup. I'm Dan Winchester, and you're in for an absolute treat tonight. 15 races of the Knockout Cup, quarter-final first leg. Defending champions, the POOLE Pirates, are in town, and well, what can you expect but 15 heats of fantastic racing. We're going to send it down to the pits now and join my co-presenter, Rob Dyer.
Okay, we've come down pit side, and Neil Middleditch is with us, the all-conquering team manager of the POOLE Pirates, with many trophies under his belt. And last year, Neil, 2 more to put in the cabinet, and it's a terrific year for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really do any better, could you? Know, a good all-round season for the boys, and problem is you've got to follow it up again. This year,
Matt's given you 7 pieces of the jigsaw to put together, and what are your early impressions of the boys that you got?
Yeah, I think, obviously, unfortunately I missed behind his meeting, I was away, but obviously kept up with it, and yeah, it looked good. I mean, Zach and Ben particularly were very good, but everybody showed signs, and I think it's early doors yet, you can't really sort of say too much, but yeah, the signs look very good.
And for the Gladiators, it's a different sort of build this year for them. Last year they went heavy with Bjarne and Jason. This year they spread it out a little bit. They've got youth and experience in the side, and they're going to prove quite a task for the Pirates tonight. Yeah, that's right. Hans is a good rider, in most tracks, and I mean, obviously he'll be passed his knowledge on, but Plymouth's a tricky little track here, isn't it? I think it's a Gators track. You've got to be very sharp at the start and make yourself look big on the bike and stop the boys from coming by. But no, they've got a good team. I'm sure they've been practicing a lot here, so yeah, it's going to be a test for us tonight. 2-legged meeting, so everything to play for over the next 48 hours. What's your hope for tonight? Yeah, I'll keep it close. Well, obviously we come here for a win. We always come for a win, but my chat to the boys will be, if you've got a position, try and protect it. We don't want last places. Okay, Neil, thanks very much for your time. Good luck to you and your team this evening. Thank you very much. Cheers. Okay, back trackside, and Garry May, the Gladiators team manager, has joined us. And Garry, it's been a busy winter for you rebuilding the Gladiators side, but you must be pleased with the way things have panned out over the last week or so.
Yeah, everything's good. We thought we would lost Eddie, but circumstances changed, so obviously he's in the lineup tonight. But yeah, the rest of the team fitted in nicely, and bringing in Alfie and Dan Gilkes again, and should be a good season.
Yeah, and it was an early sort of arrangement for you, wasn't it? You got your big riders in just as you needed them at the start of the winter, and building the rest was relatively straightforward.
Yeah. So I've always done it with Somerset and that. Get your big riders in and then fill the rest in. You know what I mean? But you want riders that are going to improve, and I think we've done that with the last 3 we got.
It's cup action tonight to kick the season off here at the Coliseum, and what's the plan for you and your boys?
Get as many points as we can to take the pool tomorrow night. That's the game. No tax subs, and then just get as many points really, and that's it.
Yeah, last year Poole came here and they kicked off their season with a win, but no doubt you're looking to overturn that tonight.
Yeah, we are. We're definitely looking to do that. We've got a different team this year. Like last year we just had Bjarne and Jason leading from the front, and then we had riders that were their first year. So this year we got riders that are established, you know what I mean, and we got proper 3 heat leaders, you know what I mean. So it's a completely different team to last year.
And a busy week for your West Colour Gladiators tonight, yes, tomorrow, and then up to Redcar on Friday. That'll be a tough battle as well.
Yeah, Redcar, good side. They got 3 good elite leaders as well, with Childs and Louis Kerr and Eric Riss, I think. But they've got some good backup as well, and I think they'll be thereabouts at the end of the season. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one up there as well. But we'll go up there, try and win. If not, we'll try and get a point.
Championship's not an easy league this year, is it? There's quite a few teams out there who can do the business.
Yeah, there's some good sides out there, and you just got to try and win all your own matches and pick something up away, and then hopefully you get there, and then it's a different story again then, because it's all about aggregate scores.
Okay, well, let's hope that the weather holds for us tonight. We have a great speedway here at the Coliseum. Thanks for your time, Garry, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So the 2 teams are close to starting time. Let's take a look at the full lineup. Starting with the home team, the Plymouth Gladiators, led at number 1 by Edward Kennett. Riding at number 2, Ben Barker. Number 3 sees Alfie BOWTELL. Number 4, Fast Dane Michael Toft. Number 5, the captain, Hans Andersen. And the 2 reserves, number 6, Dan Gilkes. And number 7 is Henry Atkins. Combined average total of 41.39. Their team manager is Garry May. Moving across to the POOLE Pirates, and led at number 1 by Steve Worrall. Returnee Gladiator from last season, Zach Cook goes at number 2. Number 3 sees Richard Lawson. Number 4, Ben Cook. The skipper and British champion Danny King goes number 5. And the 2 reserves, Drew Kemp at number 6 and Nathan Ablitt at number 7. Combined average total of 41.79, and their team manager is Neil Middleditch.
Now the first thing I think is going to be the toss for gate positions.
At number 2, we know what this man's all about. He did it very well for the Gladiators last year. It's Zach Cook.
Pool on introduction first of all. Zach Cook there, Richard Lawson then. Mixed feelings from the Plymouth crowd. Ben Cook is rider in the number 4 jacket. Rider number 5 is Danny King. He's at the starting line and shaking hands with Hans Andersen. Toss of the coin's been done. We'll find out the answer in a minute. Drew Kemp and Nathan Ablitt, the reserves for the Pirates.
Gladiators, we were 6, we're once again 7. At number 1, we've got Eddie Kennett.
And there we are, on debut tonight, Eddie Kennett, former Eastbourne Eagle, of course, great on the grass tracks as well. Ben Barker here and taking the applause of the local crowd. Alfie BOWTELL, rider number 3 in the Gladiators colours. And on to number 4 there, Michael Palm, Toft. Been in spectacular form to start the season, and no doubt we'll be looking for a big score tonight here at the home of the Gladiators. Dan Gilkes there with the red helmet. He's first reserve on the Gladiators side. And across, last but by no means least, to local favourite from Exeter is Henry Atkins. So there we are, that's your 2 teams on parade. We didn't quite get the answer to the toss of the coin, but no doubt that will take place. That result will be passed on to you through the commentary team of Dan Winchester and Mattie Bates, and we pass back to them on the commentary podium right now.
7, 8 years ago, that Kennett and Barker were the 2 main guys around here, so to see them riding for the same team should be a good advantage.
So on the inside gate in yellow is Zach Cook. Gate number 2 in blue, Ben Barker. Gate 3 in white, Steve Worrall. And on the outside in red, Eddie Kennett. Heat 1 sponsored by West Colour, the sponsor of the Gladiators. So then here we go, the riders settling in. Heat 1 and Knockout Cup final is underway. And a flying start from Steve Worrall from gate 3. Barker slipped into 2nd place. Zach Cook currently in 3rd. Kennett in the back. 4-2 to the Pirates at the moment. But what a start there from Steve Worrall.
It'll be interesting to see if Worrall slows the race down at all to allow Cook through. You can see Kennett is pushing hard at the back, but that little bit of time off the bike, it's obviously playing its toll, a slope part.
First race always a good one there, but at the moment Steve Worrall leading the way. Barker now let's of course see Zach Cook in 3rd. A 4-2 at the moment, with 1 lap to go. Kennett at the back there struggling a little bit. Obviously
Zach's
first ride not great for him.
Ben, you know, it's
meanwhile
he's
the Pirates
pushing hard.
All battle for 3rd here. A win for Steve Worrall.
Yeah, Kennett's popped off at the back.
Oh, he's gone down, didn't missed that one. But it was a win there for Steve Worrall there.
Yeah, it was a good win by Steve. He made made that first corner good, and he was away really.
Of course, Eddie there getting checked out by the medicals there. Hopefully nothing too serious, but good gate from Steve Worrall.
Yeah, you know, he popped out and made that first bend his and got fresh air, and he was gone, to be honest. You know, Zach Cook was very impressive, giving chase to Barker. Obviously, Zach's going to want to put on a good show, it being his club from last season. So, we're in for an exciting meeting, definitely.
So heat number 2 coming up now, sponsored by SWTR. On riding in red for the Gladiators is Dan Gilkes. he'll be on gate 1 in red. Gate 2 in white will be Drew Kemp. Gate 3 in blue is Henry Atkins. And on the outside in yellow is Nathan Ablitt. And of course, what a team to sign for. POOLE Pirates, the way they are, like they've won 5 and last 10, haven't they? So to go for this team is must be a dream come true for him, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, you know, obviously last year he had a short spell with Eastbourne. So heritage-wise, he's got some good points.
So here we go, Heat 2 is underway, takes on where to go, and a flying start from Dan Gilkes on the inside, gets across Drew Kemp, Atkins on the inside but not quite there, 4-2 to the Gladiators at the moment. Dan Gilkes leading, Drew Kemp second, Henry Atkins third, Ablitt at the back, but man, what a start from Dan Gilkes.
Definitely great start. Henry is going to push on that inside. If there's one thing Henry knows best around Plymouth, it's how to get the best out of that inside line.
Well, this will level the score after 2 races, but Dan Gilkes getting away there. Got Drew Kemp right behind him. One mistake from Kemp and Atkins will have him, but Atkins there just won by ever so slightly. But with 1 lap to go, Dan Gilkes looking good.
Dan's a very smooth rider to watch. It reminds me a lot of Peter Carson.
Oh, battle for the lead here. Kemp's gone wide on turns 3 and 4. It's going to be a win for Dan Gilkes. Yes, indeed. Dan Gilkes wins it there. Second place, Drew Kemp. Third, Henry Atkins, a 4-2. Levels it all up at 6 points apiece. But, Matt, what a ride from Dan Gilkes.
Brilliant ride. Smooth, stylish, everything you want to see from a reserve, really. You know, Drew was pushing hard. I think once Drew finds the setup, he could be a potential threat. But, you know, scores are levelled now. Everything to play for.
So the lineup Steve's and Richard Lawson on the inside in white. Next to him in blue is Michael Palm Toft. Gate 3 in yellow is Ben Cook, and on the outside is Alfie BOWTELL. Now,
should the Gladiators be lagging a little bit, they've got that firepower there. But, you know, if anyone's seen Alfie ride around here, he's no slouch and he'll mix it with the best of them.
But here we go then, heat number 3 is coming up to the line. Last to settle is going to be Michael Palm Toft on gate 2 in blue there. Actually no, it's going to be BOWTELL in red, sorry. So here we go, heat number 3, 6 points apiece. And well, stand by for action, folks. Here we go, Palm Toft last to settle, getting a start marshal to call him into line. Referee Mr. Chris Gay has his finger on the button, start marshal's happy. Here we go, heat 3. And away to go. Was that a nervous switch there from Ben? It looks like he's punished himself. But here comes BOWTELL round the outside. Wow, where's he found that from? In fact, oh my goodness me, BOWTELL's gone high, wide and handsome. And he's in the fence near enough. But leading the way, Richard Lawson.
I think with Alfie, that's just a little bit of lack of experience there. Richard's a very, very hard rider and will not give you an inch. But, you know, still on the pace, still keeping Cook behind him, job still being done.
Well, look then for a split second that BOWTELL's going to have to get the drop on Lawson there, but at the moment it's still he's pulling clear of Palm Toft in second. This will keep the scores level at 9 points apiece with 1 lap to go, unless something very special happens between Palm Toft and Richard Lawson. Doesn't look like it though. Lawson's going to get away and take the win there. Battle for third though between BOWTELL and Cook, but BOWTELL's just hold on there near enough. It's going to be a win, second of the afternoon for the Pirates. Richard Lawson takes the win there. Palm Toft second, BOWTELL third. Keeps the score level at 9 points apiece. Very nice indeed there. Well done from Richard Lawson.
Very good ride by Richard. That was never really going to be in doubt, to be honest. Alfie popped up the start, done a very good job. Would have been slightly later in the heats. He probably would have had that little bit of an edge with the dirt line to get through into first. But you can't fault him for trying, and it's showing very good signs of what's to come later in the meeting.
So there you go, the result there. Richard Lawson takes the win there in white second place, Michael Palm Toft. As the riders come out now for heat number 4, and this sees the first appearance of the 2 skippers of the teams, Hans Andersen for the Plymouth Gladiators and former British champion and Grand Prix wildcard at Cardiff, Danny King. Absolutely, so heat number 4 lining up on the inside in yellow is Nathan Ablitt. Next to him in blue is Henry Atkins. Gate 3 in white, Danny King, and on the outside in red, Hans Andersen. Of course, the 2 skippers on the outside in Hans and Danny King. So, well, with 9 points apiece.
I think all eyes really for me in this race is going to be on the reserves. Ablitt's going to
very close together, aren't they? Very close together.
They are. Ablitt's definitely going to have made some changes.
So here we go. Heat's underway, and away they go. And whoa, where did that start? There's the Gladiators 1 and 2. Where did Henry find that start from? That was sensational. Andersen there blocking in second place. Here comes Danny King round the outside. At the moment, 5-1 to the Gladiators.
This is where we're going to see some old school team riding. It's a little bit of a lost art in modern day Speedway, but if anyone is going to shepherd Henry home, Hans is the man to do it.
Well, they're pulling away from Danny King. It's surprising seeing this result. You would think, looking at the programme, it would have been Andersen and King, not Henry Atkins leading the way, but fair enough, with 1 lap to go. It's going to be a 5-1 to the Gladiators, barring any mechanical failures. We all know what happened last week against the Centurions. But here we go. The crowd's going to erupt here. A 5-1 for the Gladiators.
Big 5-1, massive redemption for Henry after a miserable meeting last week. Good way to get us back in the meeting and take the lead.
And what a win there for Henry. That was a superb gate. Superb gate there from Henry Atkins, and well, I think Danny sort of just spun up on the start.
Yeah, I mean, above all else, you know, that's another feather in the cap there for Henry, beating another former GP star and a British champion. Hans done a terrific job there with shepherding Henry. Not that there was any real threat, to be honest.
But a win there for Henry Atkins. Second in red was Hans Andersen, third Danny King, and fourth Nathan Ablitt. Well, what a win there for the boys. 14-10. We're going to send it down to the pits with Rob Dyer. Rob, it's over to you, mate.
Well, after that big 5-1 for the Gladiators, we're pit side in the home area, and I'm quickly going to dive in with the race winner there. Big smile on his face. Happened well in that one. Talk us through, Henry.
Yeah, no, changed a few things in the clutch before the meeting, and yeah, it's working wonders now. It's just jumping in and it's biting and pulling towards bend, and it was lovely riding. I could hear Hans behind me, so I knew we were on to 5-1, so all good.
Great to have somebody like Hans riding shotgun for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I knew once I sort of had him behind me and I saw him, I knew he wouldn't do anything silly. He'd keep me there and look after me, so no, thank you.
Track conditions good?
Yeah, no, we're getting better and better. Obviously, there should be a dirt line build up later on, but no, track's perfect, smooth. Can't complain, really.
2 more to go. Let's see how they get on that one.
Yeah, no, hopefully, let's get 2 more wins. That's the aim.
All the best.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, Henry. Great stuff there, and 5-1 for the Gladiators to give them the advantage in the meeting. Just 4 points at this stage, but a long way to go. Not only here, of course, but tomorrow at Poole. So there we are. That's a quick word with Henry. We'll pass you back to comms with Dan and Mattie.
Thanks, Rob. Well, like I said, that was a quick track right there from heat number 5. So we've got next appearance of Steve Worrall, who won the last ride in heat number 1, but he's on the outside this time. On gate 1 in red will be Alfie BOWTELL. Next to him in yellow is Zach Cook. Gate 3 in blue is Michael Toft. And Steve Worrall on the outside, already mentioned there, he won the first race quite comfortably over Eddie Kennett and Ben Barker there. But
the inside of gate number 4 could become a little bit slick, so all that dirt is going to move right up to the kickboards. But I believe probably in this race, Gladiators got the favour of gates.
Of course, because a lot of times on gate 4 you're actually riding over that gate, so Steve Worrall, his might be a little bit slicker than everyone else's, but we've seen people start from gate 4 and get to the first corner first and pull away. So let's see what happens here. So stand by for action, folks. BOWTELL, Cook, Toft and Worrall, heat number 4, and that's a disaster! That's a disaster for Michael Toft.
A little bit of twitch in there. It could have been a bit of wind blowing the tapes. That can sometimes set a rider off prematurely. It'd be, let's see what Garry May does with this and what the outcome is.
Dan Gilkes replacing Michael Toft. Unfortunately, that went into the tapes. No fault of his own, just obviously. So the lineup here, as you can see there, gate 3 in blue is now Dan Gilkes. So it's BOWTELL on the inside in red. Zach Cook, gate 2 in yellow. Dan Gilkes, gate 3 in blue, and Steve Worrall on the outside in white. Obviously, Dan Gilkes looking for another bite of the cherry there on gate number 4. A young BOWTELL and Gilkes, like a young Barker and Kennett back in the day, do you reckon?
Very possibly, very possibly.
So then here we go, the rerunner heat number 5, BOWTELL, Cook, Gilkes and Worrall. And away to go this time. And what a start from the Gladiators duo. Where on earth have they found that from? It's Dan Gilkes leading the way there. And Worrall now down the outside of BOWTELL into second. But the team change has come good for the Gladiators. Dan Gilkes pulls away into turn number 1 for the final for the second time. BOWTELL's gone wide. That allows Cook up the inside. But right now, Dan Gilkes looking good.
Dan looking very good, you know, again, smooth, stylish, dominant, just riding that racing line perfect. You know, Alfie's unfortunately trailed into the back, but, you know, the track is rapidly changing, so his setup might not be correct for it, but great ride by Dan to keep a seasoned rider like Worrall behind him.
This will do the Gladiators pretty good, so they'll maintain their 4-point lead. But what a ride from Dan Gilkes. A roof's going to come off this place, if there was one. But well done to Dan Gilkes. What a ride from the young man. That was a cracking gate. There was me saying that Worrall gate from 4, and Dan Gilkes just did that.
Well, you know, sometimes you know the youth will overshadow the experienced boys a little bit, but no, it was a great ride by Dan. You know, as I said earlier, Dan won't be fazed by any of these names. He's here to do a job, and job well done. Very good ride from Dan.
Keeps the lead, 17-13 is the official result. Heat number 5, win for Dan Gilkes. Winning time, 51.87. Second in white, Steve Worrall. Third in yellow was Zach Cook. So Danny King there lines up on the inside in white. Next to him in red should be Eddie Kennett. Still waiting for Eddie to appear onto the track. He's just getting his gloves on and back into the pits here. Here he comes onto the track. Gate 3 in yellow is Drew Kemp. And already mentioned Ben Barker on gate 4 in blue. And look at it now, it's 17-13, going good so far for the boys.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think, you know, having riders like Ben, Edward and Hans in there is definitely beneficial. You know, the guys that experience is just, you know, on comparable really to some other teams that have been put together. But, you know, that should benefit the younger boys a lot. And, you know, let's see if the two old dogs can do good in this one.
So we got the British champion on the inside. Here we go. It's standby for action. And away they go. A long hold from the tapes there. And flying from gate 1 is Danny King. Here comes Barker around the outside into turn 3 and 4. What a wow. What a move from Ben Barker. As you said, that was vintage Ben Barker. Leading the way, Danny King second. Kennett now will put on a challenge in third place. With Drew Kemp at the back, a 4-2 to the Gladiators. What a start. Look at it. He's going like a madman.
He's just loving it. He's a typical Cornishman, riding the dirt, just like Chris Harris would. You know, Eddie's on the pace as well, which is good to see after his first ride. It's going to take him a couple rides to find his feet again with it. But no, great ride by Ben, vintage Ben Barker. It's good to see.
Well, when he was here at Ipswich, he was going half throttle because he was going so well. But look at this from Ben Barker. That's why the Gladiators signed him. That's why he's riding for the team. And that is why he wins races for fun. Ben Barker, what a ride. And a 4-2 for the Gladiators. Another heat advantage for the team. It's getting better and better.
Kennett, but the winner in blue, Ben Barker. Stylish win for Ben. Plenty of distance between the two there. Maybe Danny was looking to see if he could have brought his teammate through the blue.
So the result there was a win for Ben Barker, second Danny King, third Eddie Kennett, and fourth was Drew Kemp. 21-15 now as the lineup comes on screen. Hans Andersen on the inside in red. Next to him in white is Richard Lawson. Gate 3 in blue, Dan Gilkes. And on the outside in yellow is Ben Cook. So as I said, Gate 2 is good here. Would you class Gate 2 as the favourite gate in this track, or would you prefer like Gates 3 or 4?
For other riders, probably yes. For me, no, because every race I was in, it was like a 15-metre handicap.
Well, like we said, it's showtime here at the Coliseum. 21-15 in favour of the home team, Plymouth. You wouldn't have had this scoreline down 12 months ago with the likes of Pedersen and Crump, but here we go. It's Andersen, Lawson, the unbeaten Gilkes, and Ben Cook. And away they go this time, and a flyer from Lawson. Andersen there lifted at the start. Here comes Gilkes round the outside. It's Pirates leading the way with Lawson. Second is Dan Gilkes, third Hans Andersen, and fourth Ben Cook. But they're Richard Lawson, they're getting away with Gilkes in second. In fact, I believe that Ben Cook has he's gone down a bit there. He's gone back up, but Lawson looking good.
Yeah, you know, definitely until Ben slipped off there, really the Gladiators would have wanted just to ride smart and keep Ben behind them. You know, once Rich hits the front, he's a very, very hard rider to sort of pass. So you know, it's probably best just to let him go and ride his own race and just protect those 3 points and protect the lead.
Looks like there Dan Gilkes being shepherded by Hans Andersen. Hans doesn't need to risk it here because Ben Cook is so far behind. But the checker flag, 2 out of 2 for Richard Lawson. And the former Gladiator man made many guest appearances for the team last year. And takes the win there in race number 7. But well done there to Richard Lawson. We still like him, even though he's a pool rider this season rather than a Plymouth rider, yeah?
He's got very majestic hair, Dan. Very majestic hair.
Little bit of a Lindback style, isn't it? So 53.72 there for Richard Lawson there. The second blue was Dan Gilkes, and third in red was Hans Andersen. And obviously Ben there took a tumble on the top turn, but no fault of his own. Obviously 24-18 in favour of Gladiators.
This is really the heat that could turn it for the Pirates. You know, if they could get a heat advantage here, you know, it could see it, you know, pretty much become level pegging again. So, you know, the Gladiators will be aware of that, but they'll be oozing in confidence. So hopefully another big race for Ben and Henry.
Henry Atkins on the inside in blue. Next to him in yellow, we drew Kemp in yellow. Next to him in red is Ben Barker on gate 3. And on the outside in white is Zach Cook. So Zach, a former Gladiator, as you were aware from last season. Sorry, Margo, did drive there, mate. So here we go, in heat number 8. It's about to be underway. And away they go this time, and a flyer from Ben Barker from 3. In fact, oh, and Henry's taken a nasty awkward tumble there on the start line. On the first turn there, the red lights has come on straight away there. Looked a bit untidy. I did see a sort of, he went in and sort of high-sided it, but first corner here at Plymouth.
You know, sometimes that can go against you here because it is so tight. You know, we had an instance last week with Ben Trigger and Sam Woolley, and Sam Woolley was actually excluded, even though it was sort of seen as first Ben bunching. But you know, there is 2 ways to a throttle. They don't just go back; they go forward as well. But you know, obviously Henry trying to hold his line and push through. You know, as you can see, it is very slick. There is a slight blue line appearing now, so you know the track will be riding different to Henry's last race. But you know, Henry was sort of bubble wrapping himself as he fell there. You know, obviously recovering still from that shoulder operation he had that kept him out pretty much all of last season.
We're going to turn to Rob. Over to you, mate. Rob, over to you.
Well, just coming towards us and see if we can have a very quick word with Dan. Dan, great start for the night for you. Must be very pleased.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with how I'm riding, and I think the team are doing well as well. So hopefully we can keep it up during the meeting and keep my development going at this track.
Making some good starts.
Yeah, obviously that one wasn't quite as good, but it's all learning, and every ride I'm improving and learning, and that's all I can ask for really.
And it's very obvious that the experienced guys are chipping in and helping with you youngsters to give you the right advice to get out on the track. It must be a great benefit.
Yeah, definitely. Gary's a great team manager, and Hans and Ben and all that. Michael, they're all helping out and geeing us on. Even Michael made that mistake, and he was still geeing me on to to get ready. So it's a great team atmosphere, and I'm hoping to keep improving.
Sure you will. Thanks, Dan. Enjoy your evening.
Unchanged line of heat number 8 there. Henry Atkins on the inside in blue. Drew Kemp next to him in yellow off of 2. Ben Barker lines up in red off of 3. On the outside in white is Zach Cook.
If Barker gets out, let him go. Worry about Atkins, because Atkins can be the threat if he gets out. But I believe that's probably what Zach and Drew will be more worried about, is what Henry's doing.
Well, we'll soon find out, Mattie. Here we go, heat number 8, second time of asking, and it's underway. And in fact, the Pirates actually trapped both Gladiators. Drew Kemp is in the lead. Second place is Zach Cook. It's a 5-1 to the Pirates at the moment. Well, that was a bit of a surprise out at the start. Watch out for Ben Barker, though. He's going to go high, wide and handsome on turns 1 and 2. But so far, the pool looking good.
Looking very good. I think I said just a minute ago this could be the turning point of the meeting for Poole, definitely. Drew and Zach, they're quick when they're in front, and that shows. Ben was on track record pace in his previous race, and he's still no slouch in this race. But, once you're behind in these slick conditions, it is hard to get in front.
There seems to be no grip there on the turn there, but Barker is trying his hardest to try and get past Zach Cook, but it's going to be a 5-1 maximum there for the Pirates. Will this be the Pirates' comeback with a win there for Drew Kemp? The tactical change works brilliantly there for the Pirates, taking the win there, Drew Kemp, and first maximum for the Pirates.
Yeah, that was a great ride by the two Poole riders. It was you can never underestimate them, because obviously Zach's got a season here under his belt, and Drew has always proved to be very, very handy around here.
Puts it to 2 points now, 25-23. And like I said, is this the Poole fight back? Heat number 9 will come up with BOWTELL and Toft against King and Kelsey, with the 2 rides on the trot for Drew Kemp there. Toft on the inside in blue. Next to him in white is Danny King. Dan Gilkes, reserve replacement in red off of gate number 3, and on the outside 2 on the trot now for Drew Kemp. So basically we've got 2 reserves, a British champion and a Danish international. Predictions, Mattie, predictions.
Well, Michael Toft has made a habit this season of beating former GP riders and former world champions, so hopefully he'll pop out the start and he'll have a good one in this one.
Jason Doyle last night at Peterborough.
Jason Doyle, Ty Wolf in the But Danny's going to be looking for that setup now. He's going to be looking for that first corner to reset his meeting, and he's really going to want to crack on. But don't write Michael Palmtom off, and definitely don't write off Dan Gilkes.
So here we go then, heat number 9 is underway, takes off and away to go, and a flyer from gate number 2 for Danny King. That's why he's British champion. In fact, the red lights have come on. Red lights are on. Red lights have come on there. What's unsatisfactory start, perhaps? Or I reckon they weren't talking about the Dan Gilkes change.
Possibly. It did look like there was a tiny little bit of creeping there. It looked to me like it was from Dan Gilkes.
So the lineup is unchanged. Palmtoft, King, Gilkes, and Drew Kemp. Of course, this is obviously practice for obviously Gilkes and for Henry for next Tuesday against Bellevue Colts in the National League. Obviously, the boys getting ready for that.
You've probably got the most exciting team you could wish to have down at Plymouth tonight, obviously being the defending champions. But you know, the Gladiators will be looking for that you know, reignitement.
That's why the fans have come down here tonight, Matty, because the stands are packed. The Colin Hill stand is pretty good as well. Here we go, and heat number 9 is underway. Takes some way to go, and again a fly from Danny King. A fly from King. And
that's a great cut back there from Dan Gilkes.
What a switch from Dan Gilkes. That was superb from Dan Gilkes there, leading the way from Danny King. That's another scalp off his feather, his cap. Look, it's been fantastic.
Again, just showing knowledge way beyond his years there. Not just, you know, being in front of a British champion, but cut backing on a British champion.
Watch out for Palmtoft though in 3rd place. Palmtoft will try anything. It's a 4-2 to the Gladiators as Palmtoft gone wide on the first 2 turns.
He's building that speed up now.
He's got speed on him. Yes, he has indeed. But he's going wide. It's a short run to the corners though, Matty, isn't it?
It is. You know, he'll be wanting to lock that bike up mid-corner, make those straights as long as possible. But you know, when Michael Palmtoft had his brief run as a devil, he was always favoured for his never give up attitude, and that's exactly what he's giving us now.
And what a win from Dan Gilkes. That was sensational. 11 points from 4 rides. And well, that warning meant nothing, didn't it?
No, you know, you know, if anything, it absolutely restarted it for him, didn't it? You know, he went there, he was stationary, picked probably a better position on the gate, and took full advantage of it. And you know, and he sized Dan King up great, and you know, that cutback was absolutely stunning to watch.
Well, as I said there, the winning there was Dan Gilkes, taking the win there, 52.68. Second in white was Danny King, 3rd in blue Michael Palmtoft, and 4th in yellow was Drew Kemp. So 4-2, 29-25 in favour of the home team. Sorry, but here is the lineup on the inside. In blue, Ben Barker. Next to him in yellow is Ben Cook. Gate 3 in red, Eddie Kennett. And on the outside in white, Richard Lawson. Lawson unbeaten so far. Well, so far so good for the Gladiators. They've extended their lead once again after that superb 4-2 from Dan Gilkes and Michael Palmtoft over Danny King. So here we go. Riders are settling in for heat number 10, sorry. Get it right. Barker, Cook, Kennett and Lawson, and again, and that was Cook that time. That was Ben Cook.
That's kind of just explained how Ben's night's going, really, which is unfortunate, you know, and it's kind of hard to see Ben with that score because he's better than that, especially around here. But you know, it's just one of those nights where it's not to be, unfortunately. You know, if Drew can sneak a win or even a second, that will probably, you know, spur Midlow on to probably make those later changes.
Barker on the inside in blue. Drew Kemp yellow in 2. Gate 3 in red is Eddie Kennett, and on the outside is the currently unbeaten Richard Lawson. So the Barker there getting ready to go on the inside. Next to him will be Drew Kemp. Then you've got Eddie Kennett on the gate number 3 in red. On the outside is Richard Lawson. Here we go. Stand by for action, folks. Heat number 10. Green light comes on. And away they go, and a flyer from Lawson, but Barker's there with him too. Barker gets right to the dirt, as you said, Matty. That allows Lawson at the inside, but through comes Ben Barker. Oh, and that looked heavy. That looked heavy. Red lights on straight away there. Well, was there I didn't see it. Was there contact between them two?
It's a hard one to call.
It's difficult.
You know, they were both there. They were both racing for it. Rich doesn't look too happy.
Let's just see what happened. Oh, he's giving him the finger there. He's not very happy.
Ben won't take that.
No,
but, you know,
no, he won't. He won't.
You know, Ben was driving a lot down that straight, which could go against him.
Ben Byer there. Well, the Poole fans there on the second turn giving it large. But unfortunately there, Ben has been given his marching orders from the referee. So there we go. Gate 1, no ride on Gate 1. Ben Barker excluded. Gate 2 sees Drew Kemp. Gate 3 is Edward Kennett. And on the outside, Richard Lawson still getting the boost from the fans there on the top turn now. I mean, we don't really want to see that at a Matt, but obviously the way that things took place with Lawson at tail end of last year, I guess fans are still a bit miffed at him.
I guess a little bit. I think a little bit it adds to the empathy and the atmosphere of the Speedway. I mean, you know, you go to Cardiff and Nicky Pedersen would be riding and he'd be booed out of the stadium and he'd lap it up.
Third time's the charm, so let's see what happens.
Well, hopefully it is for Kennett in this race.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what happens as everyone's watching on with bated breath, seeing how Kennett can do in this one. So here we go. Stand by for action. Third time of asking. Heat 10. Kennett, Kemp, and Lawson. As expected, Lawson leads the way, and
Kennett
in fact
snaked a little bit out of the starts then,
it
Dan.
was indeed, but Kennett's now split him as you predicted, Matt. He has split the Pirates duo of 4-2. In fact, Kemp has now gone down the inside of Kennett. Kennett slams the door shut, but not enough, as through comes Kemp, and it's a 5-1 to the Pirates again.
You can see Edward isn't completely bike fit by the way he is riding the bike, you know, but it's just one of those things, you know, he has been off the bike a lot longer than other riders have, and, you know, really, realistically now, unless someone breaks down or crashes, it's going to be a 5-1 to the Pirates, so we'll be looking ahead. Garry May will be looking ahead to his options for, you know, Heat 12 and Heat 13 now.
Well, come around the third and fourth turn for the final time. It's going to level the scores up once again. Richard Lawson and Drew, I don't know who won that one. They went across the line almost simultaneously. But in fact, Richard Lawson's actually lost his steel shoe there as he came across the line. But a win there for Drew Kemp. Oh, Drew Kemp Lawson, a 5-1. Levels up once again, but what a good win there for the Pirates.
Yeah, you know, it's got them right back in it. It's level pegging again now.
Drew Kemp taking the win in that heat number 10. Second was Richard Lawson. They gave it as a 5. It was a 5-1 regardless, with Kennett in third place. Puts the score at 30 points apiece. So heat 11, Steve Worrall on the inside in white. Next to him in red is Hans Andersen. Zach Cook lines up in yellow off of gate number 3. And on the outside is Dan Gilkes. Currently 11 points out of 12 for Dan Gilkes. And let's see what happens here.
For me, this could be the turning point for the meeting. I mean, obviously, you know, being co-promoter at Plymouth, I hope it's in Plymouth's favour, but, you know, either way, I think we're in for a good Speedway race. Hans
the last to settle on gate number 2, so here we go. It's Worrall, Andersen, Cook and Gilkes. Stand by for action, and away they go. And a flyer from Steve Worrall from gate 1, but here comes Dan Gilkes around the outside. He's got so much speed against Steve Worrall. Andersen currently in third, Zach Cook at the back. Meanwhile, Worrall there leading the way. Dan Gilkes in second, Hans Andersen third. Zach Cook still pressuring in fourth place.
You know, Hans, he's kind of doing his job. He's shepherding Dan, but more importantly, he's holding Zach back, which is denying the Pirates that heat advantage. Right now, Worrall's starting to pull ahead a little bit, so it's just going to be the Gladiators riding safely, protecting that draw, and we will look to heat 13.
Well, this will do the Gladiators nicely. It will maintain the point score as Andersen almost goes down the inside of his own team partner there. But out in front, Steve Worrall, he'll go on to his second win of the afternoon. In fact, near hands, and he took off his own partner there. But a win there for Steve Worrall. Second, Dan Gilkes. Third, Hans Andersen. And fourth, Zach Cook. Still keeps the scores at 33 points apiece. But well done to Steve Worrall there, winning heat number 11.
I mean, really looking back at that race, you can see how close Zach Cook was to them. If Hans had made a mistake, Zach would have been there, which would have given the Pirates the advantage.
So you said it was a win there for Steve Worrall. Second, Dan Gilkes. Third, Hans Andersen. And fourth to Zach Cook. Okay, well, we're going to send it down to the pits area and join Rob Dyer. Rob, over to you.
Okay, well, back in pit lane, there's plenty of activity going on, and it's actually on both sides at the moment. I'll see if we can grab a very quick word with Michael. Michael, we're on the live stream at the moment. How are things going for you this evening?
Not great. Yeah, we just got to settle into the track. Got a new engine that we're just playing with to get it dialed in here. So as soon as that's dialed in, we'll be rocking.
And you had a good start to the season, winning that Peter Craven meeting up at Bellevue. Classy field, and you came out on top.
Yeah, bigger track, suits me well. I I like this track too. Just gotta get out the start, so just gotta find something to work.
Yeah, I take a few meetings to get dialed in here, I think, because it's a very unique track in British Speedway, isn't it? And in the past you've come here, you've done well, and no doubt you'll be hoping that you can keep that form going after tonight and get the Gladiators into playoff position.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I do use an old engine I used to use here, but I've got some sad news that the head was cracked when I sent it for service, so gotta dial it in again, figure out what it does, so we'll get there.
Busy week coming up with Poole tomorrow night, then up to Redcar, and you might have a Thursday in there as well for Peterborough. Is it this week for Peterborough? No gap. Time to go to bed and catch up on a bit of sleep.
Yeah, we definitely need it. Not much sleep the last few days.
Great to talk to you. Thanks for your help.
Thank you. Cheers.
I've got Garry May with me. Gary, it's interval time and all square, and as we thought, the match is going to be a close one. And how do you see it going?
Yeah, it's going to go right down to heat 15, isn't it? You know, but no, it's been a good close match. You know, Poole are a strong side. You know, they're probably going to be thereabouts at the end of the season. You know, and Plymouth. You know, we want to win at home, so I've still got intentions of winning tonight.
And certainly, Gilkes has been in great form, hasn't he, for you so far, and a rider with masses of potential to build on. And it's perhaps you've been missing a little bit from Michael and a little bit from Eddie so far.
Yeah, well, you know, Michael Toft hasn't ridden this track for, you know, once he comes down a year, and Eddie, you know, he hasn't probably been on a bike for a while, but he's hurt him on his shoulder, on his wrist and arm and that. So, you know, I expected that, but Dan Gilkes has come good, and you know, and when we've got him in the Centurion, so he rode here all the time, so he's getting dialed right in. But no, he's really good. So no, it's just going to go down to the wire.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Garry.
Okay, thank you.
Missed the start in Heat 1, and then I've made the starts and they've been rerun, so it's difficult, you know, if you don't make starts. Then I got excluded in that one, you know.
Tough decision, you think that?
You know, listen, I make a move going down the back straight. We're here to race, aren't we? You know, we're here to race. So I made the move, and you know, I think he's played a bit of abandoned ship, you know, but that's the way it goes. I mean, then he tells me he's going to get me back, so bring on tomorrow, isn't it?
Well, it certainly could be a good meeting up at Poole. Just looking over our shoulders to Sunday, you were up at Newcastle for the Dave Tatum meeting there and racked up a good score, and you must have been pleased with that.
Yeah, definitely. Dave Tatum was a very good friend of mine. Spoke to him on a daily basis, right up until he passed away. So he was a good friend of mine. It was lovely to put the Stoke Potters race jacket on because that's where I started, really. So it was nice to go up there and pay my respects to Dave. You know, yeah, it was an honour.
Great, thanks for your time, Ben. I think you probably finished for tonight, or you might get 15.
You never know.
You never know.
They want to see some exciting racing. So.
Okay, he's the man for it. Thanks, Ben. Here's Zach Cook. Let's see if we can have a quick word with Zach on the live stream. Zach, how are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, not bad. Sort of average night, but yeah, like to be better. But
I got you down for page 6, so doing your job.
Yeah, you know, obviously you always want to be scoring more, but is what it is, and yeah, roll on to the next one.
How do you find coming back to Plymouth? Just like you remembered it, or is it a little bit different?
Nah, just like I remember. It's obviously a tough track to come to, no matter how many times you ride it. It's got to be making starts, and yeah, but if you're not gating, then it's pretty hard to come from behind.
So up to Poole tomorrow for the second leg. Obviously, we don't know quite how it's going to pan out yet, but it's a close one here. But you're hoping, obviously, on aggregate that the Pirates will go through.
Yeah, you know, we're just trying to keep it as close as possible if we don't win tonight. So yeah, leave as less work to do tomorrow as we can, and yeah, hopefully come out on top.
And how's your racing schedule for this season? I know you've got championship with Poole and maybe a few in Poland if things work out.
Yeah, you know, I've riding for Torren in the under-24 league they got going for this year. So yeah, there'll be a few more rides there and a bit of practice, and yeah, so I'll be a bit busier this year, which will be good, more time on the bike, and yeah.
Thanks for your time, Zach. I know you think probably finished for tonight, so go well tomorrow at Poole, and hope you have a good meeting.
No worries, thank you.
And now I think we're just about ready to turn our attention back to the comms box with Dan and with Mattie.
So the lineup here of heat number 12. We've got Kemp on the inside in yellow. Next to him, Alfie BOWTELL in red. Gate 3 in white, Richard Lawson. On the outside in blue, Henry Atkins. 32 points apiece. Yeah. But again, here we go. Heat number 12. Tail end of the meeting now coming up. Kemp, BOWTELL, Lawson and Atkins. Here we go. Green lights on. and away to get a long hold from the tapes there. And as expected, it's Lawson first to the corner. BOWTELL splitting the pool duo in second place. Atkins currently in fourth. But once again, it is Lawson currently in the lead, with BOWTELL in second place. Drew Kemp in third, with Atkins in fourth place. But what a start from Richard Lawson.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't think you'll see Alfie slow up too much to slow Drew up to allow Henry through, because he's still in very close contention with Rich. Rich could possibly try and slow the race up to allow Drew through. Not sure he will, though, because he's got a good race going on with Alfie.
A lot of riders are still hugging inside curb, a lot of single file in that top corner there. But one to go, Richard Lawson there leading the way. BOWTELL in second. This is BOWTELL's confidence oh so good, with Kemp in third place. Advantage pool. They'll go in front for the first time in the meeting. A winner there for Richard Lawson taking the win there. BOWTELL second, Drew Kemp third, and Henry there taking fourth. But there we go. I said it was going to be a good win for those, a good heat for Poole, and it showed. A 4-2 puts them in front.
It does indeed. You know, going back to what we said with the last one, I think if Dan Gilkes had gone in that race, it probably would have been a waste of one of his rides. You know, Drew kept him honest the entire time. If Alfie had made a mistake, Drew was right there. But, you know, the same with Rich. If Rich had made a mistake, Alfie was right there as well.
So that gives Drew Kemp his sixth ride now. So he's got one more ride to go in his final ride. That'll be the last time we see Drew Kemp now, because Ablitt still has one ride to go. So the riders for heat number 13, it's not Eddie Kennett on the inside, it is Dan Gilkes. Next to him in white is Steve Worrall. Gate 3 in blue, Hans Andersen. And on the outside in yellow, Danny King. 35-37 in favour of Poole with 3 races to go. If Dan makes a start, they're going to swamp Hans, just let him go, because it's 2 points to gap. 3 races to go. Let's see what happens here. Heat 13 is about to be underway. Gilkes, Worrall, Andersen and King, and away they go.
Good start by Gilkes again. And there we go. Good start by Hans.
Wow, what a start from Gilkes, and Hans is with him. Hans Andersen has gone through in a second. Unbelievable.
We'll just need Hans to hold that there
now. The Gladiators are 1 and 2. Superb. In fact, no, Worrall's come through in a second.
Worrall's come through.
Here comes Andersen. Whoa! 4-2 to the Gladiators at the moment. What a start from Dan Gilkes.
He's in the form of his life tonight, isn't he? You know, he's really impressing the home crowd here. Just absolutely, you can see the way he's riding the bike. He's just absolutely loving it. You know, fair play to the lad. He's in phenomenal form.
Well, when the averages come out in the end of next month and Dan moves up, he's going to be one to beat round here, that's for sure. 4-2 to the Gladiators is going to put them in front once again. Here they come, raise the roof. Dan Gilkes and Hans Andersen, sensational. And wow, save your bike, Dan, in the next race as well. But what a ride from Dan Gilkes.
No, that was a brilliant ride by Dan. You know, it was unfortunate that Hans was overtaken there, but you know, he was overtaken by no slouch. You know, Worrall is a very, very good rider at both championship and premiership level, and you know, that was no dishonour with being overtaken then.
39-39, 2 races to go. Okay, so we're going to head over into the pits lane, and Rob, over to you, mate.
Midlow, very quick word about what's just happened there with the water truck.
Well, no, the referee said to me they wanted to put some water on the track, which, okay, you know, 2 heats to go, really. But anyway, in the wisdom they've done it. But what they've done is they've watered the inside of the track, which is like, they've got the blue groove there. And anybody knows driving on a slippery road is dangerous. Try riding on a 500cc bike with no brakes.
Can they do anything about that now?
Not really. I mean, they said 5 minutes will be good. I don't think it will be. I mean, I think it's just going to be so slippery, you know.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Thanks, Neil. Hope it's not too tricky for the riders when they come out for those last 2 races. So a little bit of excitement, controversy almost, as we go to the climax of the meeting. We know, of course, at the moment, deadlock 39-39. Second leg to come to Poole Stadium tomorrow evening. And if the scores stay as they are, then of course we're going to be in for some cracking racing, I'm sure, up at Wimborne Road.
Ben and Nathan not had the best of nights, but of course Ben, as you said, he's a rider. He's an all-out rider, so he could easily pop at the start and win this race, couldn't he?
He's very capable. You know, he's shown that on past visits to the Coliseum.
Lineup is on the screen. Here we go. So Ben Cook on the inside in white. Dan Gilkes next to him in blue for 2. Nathan Ablitt in yellow for 3, and Michael Toft on the outside. Now looking at the lineup for Heat 15, you're looking at your Kings, your Lawsons, your Worralls for the Pirates. Who would you put in for the Gladiators? Obviously you can't put in Dan Gilkes, this is his last ride. So do you put in Toft with Barker or Toft with Andersen? Do you put Andersen and Barker? So who do you think?
I would go Andersen Barker because, you know, Ben, he's got the fastest time here tonight. It was not, you know, far off the track record, so you know he's capable of those fast races. I think realistically the Pirates will be looking at Lawson and probably Worrall.
Well, Ben's bike is still in the pit, so I haven't put it away yet. So here we go. Heat number 14, penultimate race of the evening here at the Coliseum. Cook, Gilkes, Ablitt and Michael Toft. Stand by for action, folks. Heat 14 is underway, and again, what a start from Dan Gilkes. But in the fact the red lights are on.
Yeah, there was a little bit of rolling there from Dan, I saw.
Oh, but then he's on a warning already. Could he be out? Yeah, Dan's out.
They've got the favour of gates, the Gladiators, so there is that. But you know, regardless of what the score is, you know, Poole are defending champions. It's a good test for the Gladiators to see where they need to be.
Heat 14 there on the screen for you now. Ben Cook lines up on the inside in white. Next to him in blue, Henry Atkins. Gate 3 is Nathan Ablitt, and on the outside, Michael Toft. Rerun of heat number 14. We're in for 4 laps of fantastic racing.
Definitely, you know, Henry made a few good starts earlier. It looked like he struggled with setup in the last race, but hopefully he's you know, sort of put that right. Michael's been spinning quite a lot out of the starts tonight, but there's a lot of, he's right up to the fence, as close as you could probably get off gate 4, where all that dirt is. Hopefully it's enough to fire him to the front.
Well, we'll soon find out. Heat 14, second time of asking. Here we go. Tapes up. And away to go. And Henry's missed it.
Great start by
Toft has got it. But so has Ben Cook.
There as well.
Ben Cook has flown out of the start, but there goes Toft round the outside. As expected, Toft made that start as Henry comes through on the inside of Ablitt. Henry's come through. No, he hasn't. He's just held it there. But Toft leading the way.
Great ride by Toft, you know, made a good getaway. Ben just crept in front and then
Look out for Ablitt. Ablitt's gone wide. Can Henry capitalise on it? No is the answer. But it's almost like 2 races in 1.
It looks like Henry's struggling a little bit with setup than he did in his earlier rides. You know, that you can see that watering on the track has sort of put them off a little bit going into that bottom corner. But, you know, Ben Cook in front again.
Well, as you said, Ben Cook, he's done nothing all night. Comes out in heat 14, delivers the goods. A win for Ben Cook. Second, Toft. Ablitt gets another point on the board, and Atkins in 4th place. So again, it goes down to a last heat decider. Poole in front once again, and you couldn't have scripted that, could you?
You couldn't. You know, that is a crucial heat for Poole. You know, really, in all honesty, I wouldn't have predicted that outcome, you know, ahead of that heat. I really did think it was going to be a Gladiators advantage. Especially with the Poole riders not liking the watering going on. You know, they've sort of, I guess that's a bit of a bittersweet, you know, heat advantage for them there over that.
So 41-43. Again, it's gone down to a last heat decider. But
with heat 15, you need experience. There's no one more experienced around this track than Ben Barker. There's no one more capable than going out and delivering the goods than Ben Barker, in my opinion. As I said, you need experience. The most experienced guy in the whole pits is Hans Andersen. Yeah. My pick would be Ben and Hans. For the Pirates, I would go for Worrall, purely because he's come from the back tonight and showed that he can overtake.
I think it looks like Hans is going to be going out in red by the looks of it. So that's part 1. Worrall looks like he's going out in white. But will it be Lawson or will it be King? That's the big question.
You know, Worrall.
There's Lawson's bike, though. Look, yeah, there he goes.
Lawson's in yellow.
Lawson's in yellow. Worrall's in white. Lawson in yellow and Worrall in white. That's the Poole Pirates for you.
This won't faze them at all. They'll be feeling probably a little bit of pressure more on themselves, but you know, they're more than capable of going out and delivering the goods.
And gates 2 and 4 for Plymouth as well. So you got gate 2 for Hans Andersen and gate 4 for Ben Barker. So lineup sees Steve Worrall on the inside. Next to him in red is Hans Andersen. Gate 3 yellow, Richard Lawson. And on the outside in blue, Ben Barker.
if Ben can get around and Hans can clamp him, it's going to be hard to hold those two back, but they're more than capable of doing
Well, as I say, anything can happen in Speedway, and it usually does, especially at times when it's the last heat decider. And if you're watching on the stream, tune in tomorrow at Pirates TV for the second leg of this awesome clash that's gone down, right down to the wire. Matt, this has been sensational, mate. We must do this again soon, definitely, mate. 2 weeks' time, yeah.
Well,
definitely.
not next week, because I'm team manager.
Absolutely. So here we go. The final race here at Plymouth. Worrall, Andersen, Lawson, Barker. And away they go this time with a flyer there from the inside from Steve Worrall. Lawson comes round the outside of Andersen. It's Poole 1 and 2. Andersen trying to split them as Lawson goes round the outside of Andersen and round the outside of his own team partner. Looks like it there, but Andersen, whoa, nearly
firing back there.
Nearly collides there with Richard Lawson. Barker, someone surprising at the back. Andersen grass tracking on the inside there.
Barker's picking up a lot of speed. It just seems to be going really fast and not
Watch
going
out
a lot
for
of
the Cornish locomotive. But then Andersen's blocking him. Andersen's blocking his own team partner. Barker's got to switch now to the inside. He's got to. It's a 5-1 versus the Pirates.
I think it's a hard one for Hans because he's right there with Lawson as well. But, you know, Ben has got tremendous speed around that outside. He just needs to find his way through.
Hans has got to go inside because Barker's trying to go round him. That's the only thing he can say. But it's no good. Here's the checkered flag. Poole have won. Poole win the meeting with that 5-1 in Heat 15. It went down to the wire. That was absolutely sensational. They said it was going to be it. 40. Yeah, help.
42. 48, Dan.
42-48. Thank you, Mattie.
Very good.
Thank you.
You know, it's kind of hindered a little bit on Heat 14 with Dan Gilkes' exclusion, with the form he was in. Could it have turned the meeting for us? Possibly, possibly not. We'll never know now. But it's been a brilliant meeting. Fortunately, not the Gladiators way, but, you know, fair play to the Pirates. They've come here and they've done what they needed to do, and they've taken a nice little lead to win Bourne Road for tomorrow.
Absolutely. So 42-48 the final score. And what a meeting it has been tonight. Final score 42 to the Gladiators, 48 to the Pirates. And well, the Poole fans can go home happy now. They've got the win tonight.
Here comes the victorious Pirates on the truck, getting a nice ovation from everybody here at the Coliseum. Very fair people indeed here in Devon. They enjoy their speedway, and we've had some good speedway here tonight at our favourite track in the West Country. Not the result the Gladiators were looking for tonight, and tough ask against Poole Pirates.
It is always a tough task against the champions, but again, we are a few new riders to this track, and we need a few more races and stuff to sort of get a proper setup, because this is such a different track to others, and for me this is only the second time I've ever been, so I would expect a lot more from me. I'll just need a bit more time to try and get a proper setup, because it is a very different track to the others.
Yeah, I know you've only had practice here once before, haven't you? And then to come straight into a meeting like this against tough opposition doesn't really give you much chance to hit the ground running.
No, it doesn't, but again, we need to be doing races on track to see where we are speed-wise, and for me, I just made so much wheel spin. I would be world champion if it was wheel spin, but it's not an excuse. It's just I just need to have a complete different bite to what I've used elsewhere, because it is such a different track. It's a good track, because once you get us dialed in, it's such a good home track, but again, you know, we need a little bit of time and competitive racing to try and have it full proper setup.
One or two bright spots though to rest with the Gladiators, and Dan Gilkes in particular looked to be really on the pace right the way through.
Yeah, you know, he was really good. Unfortunately, he got excluded in that race, popping out at the start a bit too early, but it's one of them things. You can definitely tell that he's done a lot of laps around the track, and that's why he's so good. He knows exactly how the bike needs to be set up, so I did ask him for some advice, but you know, my bike was just way too strong for it today. But it's okay. It's always tough when you're up against the reigning champions, but you know, pushing him so this far, you know, it's pretty good, because again, Eddie Kennett didn't get on the bike until today, hasn't done any practicing or anything yet, so you know, there's plenty of improvement to come from this team, and so it's not a bad start.
And tomorrow up to Poole, try and recover the situation. Going to be a tough ask, but it's a fresh day, fresh atmosphere, and see if we can do it there.
Yeah, it'll be good. Tomorrow's another meeting. There's some more practice for us, and we just got to go there and attack it because it's theirs to lose, ours to win.
Well, disappointing as it is, got to say well done to your hands. First time on the track in the competitive meeting here at the Gladiators. We know that there's bags more to come, and I'm sure we'll see it over the coming weeks.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, mate.
And if I grab Richard just as he passes by, Richard, 13-2 tonight, so unbeaten and, great night's work.
Yeah, awesome. Good to get off with the team, good first ride with the team, and nice to come out with an away win. I know Midlow was stressing that a draw would be okay or just thereabouts, but obviously a win's always nice, and I think it gets everyone's confidence going and started off on the right foot.
You could almost have been a Gladiator at one point in the winter, but it didn't come out, and you come to join the Pirates, and you must be looking forward to racing for them this season.
Oh, 100%. Very excited. I've done Biana's meeting, and guys I spoke to there, welcomed me with open arms. So really happy with being a Pirate at last, and can't wait for the season.
Well, we'll let you get on. You've plenty of work to do ahead of tomorrow night. Congratulations on the pay maximum tonight. No doubt there'll be more to come.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Richard. So there we are, that's young Richard Lawson with a big score in his pocket tonight, and I'm sure he'll be going home full of beans, ready for tomorrow's meeting at POOLE Stadium. Just about wraps things up from pit side here at the Coliseum. Bit of a disappointing night for the home side, the West Colour Gladiators, but a happy journey back to Dorset for the Pirates. That's all from me, Rob Dyer. Hope you've enjoyed the presentation from my aspect, and I'll pass you back up to the comms unit with Dan and Mattie in position. Good night, everyone.
Well, as I said, we'll roll on to next week here against for the Centurions against Bellevue. But don't forget, tomorrow night, Pirates TV, Pirates versus Gladiators Take 2. Friday, we'll see the British Speedway Network commentate on the Bears against the Gladiators. But until then, I've been Dan Winchester and he's been Mattie Bates. Take care, and we will see you all next week here on Gladiators TV.
See ya!